Hello everyone. Now in this video, let's understand what are neural networks in detail. As you can see, I have written 2 points over here. First point says it is an information system and which process that information system which is actually constructed and implemented based on the model of the human brain. As in my previous lecture also, when I introduced neural network as component of soft computing, I told you that its functioning is totally based upon how neurons are working in a human brain, how they are interconnected and they will be able to take certain decisions. Similarly, this neural network, it is also designed in such a way. And the main objective of designing this neural network or developing this kind of computational device is to model the brain so that we can able to perform various computational tasks at faster rate as compared to the traditional systems. Now, what are these different tasks? If I say, if I'm having a traditional system like simple computer, then in that case, there are some tasks which our system can be able to perform but not at a faster. Therefore, we have designed such kind of systems and one of them is said to be neural network. Like pattern matching and its classification. If we have to classify different patterns into different categories, then also we can use it. For optimization functions, for approximation, vector quantization, and so on. There are so many other tasks also which we can do using these neural networks. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you what is artificial neural network. Then I'm going to compare it with biological neural network. So first, let's take what is artificial neural network, and in short, we always call it as ANN, that is N. And within this system, within that particular artificial neural network system or device, I can say, it possesses large number of highly interconnected processing elements. And we can call these elements as nodes, units, or if you want to call them as neurons, then they are also called as neurons. And these nodes, neurons, units, they all operate in parallel. Every neuron is connected with other by some kind of connection. Using any kind of connection. If it is a kind of input-output relation, then based on that relation, if I'm having any other relation to connect those neurons, so somehow every neuron is connected to every other one. Right? They are connected to other. I cannot say that to every other because that is based upon the kind of architecture or the structure we are using. So here I can say that neurons are somehow they are connected to each other. And the connecting link through which they are connected, these connections, they are associated with weights. And these weights, they contain information about the input signal. right? So here neurons are connected, and these connections are carrying some kind of weight regarding what kind of input signal they are carrying. The input signal is weak or the input signal is strong. And the neuron which is connected with the strong weight, that is where the input signal is quite strong, it is you can say that it is having a high weightage over other inputs or over other neurons. जिस न्यूरॉन का वेट सबसे ज्यादा होगा, जो सबसे ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग सिग्नल सेंड करेगा, ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि वो बाकी सारे न्यूरॉन्स पे, द वन हु आर वीकर, वो उनके ऊपर भारी पड़ता है, मतलब वो उनको कहीं ना कहीं आपका दबा देगा, एंड वो आपके उस पर्टिकुलर न्यूरॉन का वेटेज हमेशा ज्यादा रहेगा, कंट्रीब्यूशन ज्यादा रहेगा इन कैलकुलेटिंग द आउटपुट. सो and these artificial neurons, they have ability to recall, learn, realize patterns or data similar to that of a human brain. Like human brain can easily recognize the things if they have already seen it, they have experienced something, they can able to take decision that this is X, this is Y, like this. Similarly, these systems, they can able to recognize the patterns which are given to it, so that it can able to answer yes it is meshed, yes it is not meshed, like this. So this is artificial neural network. Now if we talk about what is biological neuron, so as we know that biological neuron is actually a basic unit of human brain. So in biological nervous system, human brain is at center of that nervous system. In fact, any biological nervous system consists of large number of interconnected processing units, and these units, they are said to be neurons. In human brain, these neurons is having approximately 10 micromillimeter long, and they all can be able to operate in parallel. So now I am having let's suppose this is my human brain. As my drawing is not so very good, so I'm just drawing it like this. So let's suppose this is a human brain. Okay, this is a gray matter over here. Here I am having cerebellum, and this is the spinal cord, and this human brain consists of large network of neurons, and this human brain consists of approximately 10 inches of neuron communicating with each other, and they can be able to communicate. They can communicate with the help of electrical impulses. There are some kind of signals generated, and these signals will help neurons to communicate with each other. Now let's understand how one biological neuron will work. Because once we understand how neuron is working, then we can easily get how artificial neural network is working. So let's suppose this is kind of structure I'm making. As I said, I'm not very good in drawing. So these are the dendrites going on, and let's suppose this is one neuron and these are the dendrites which I am currently drawing. They are connected to other neuron, right? And in this neuron I am having a cell. So this is said to be a cell, and this cell is named as soma. This is said to be axon. Here, as I said, this are kind of thin, brush kind of thin fiber. So it is dendrite. And the area, the environment where two neurons are connected to each other, where they have a contact with the dendrites of other neuron, this is said to be synapse. Okay? This is a synaptic area. This is synaptic nerve where the dendrite of one neuron is making a contact with its neighboring dendrites of another neuron. And as I said, this is soma, and the working of this soma is just like nucleus of a cell. Without nucleus, as I know, that cell is nothing. So this is a nucleus of cell. Axon, this is nothing but a long cylindrical fiber. So here, dendrite, if I say, then dendrite is brush of very thin fiber, and I said that axon, that is a long cylindrical fiber, and synapse, it is a junction where axon makes contact with dendrites of neighboring dendrites. Right? So this is the structure of biological neuron. This is a one neuron. Like this, there are several neurons which are connected to each other in our human brain. हमारे ह्यूमन ब्रेन में इसी तरीके के बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन्स होते हैं. Now if I say what is the working of this biological neuron? So there is a chemical in each neuron. Every neuron is having a chemical, and let's suppose this is said to be neurotransmitter. Right? This neurotransmitter will send signals which are transmitted across the neurons using this chemical, or this will help us in transmitting the signals. Here, this dendrite will behave. These are the dendrites. So these dendrites, they will behave like input units, or they will behave like they are input channel from where I can receive input. That is, the input from all of the neurons, they will arrive to this neuron through dendrites only. And like this, unlike this dendrite link, action is electrically active and it will serve as an output channel. So here, output channel will generate the output which is required. An action which is generated by these inputs, they may produce electrical pulses. Here, with these input from those dendrites, I'll able to generate some electrical impulses, and they will usually last for about only few milliseconds. And this is just because the incoming signals and the signals which are coming from the input unit, and all these signals, they may not produce pulses unless it crosses a threshold value. So here I have applied some kind of threshold value that all the inputs which are coming from these dendrites, they will get an output, they will give you a correct output, or they will give you a certain signal only when I have able to cross that threshold value. So let's suppose I have applied some kind of maximum value कह सकते हैं, minimum कह सकते हैं, मैंने कोई भी एक ऐसा उनको टारगेट दिया है, एक बेंचमार्क दिया है कि उनकी सारे इनपुट को प्रोसेस करने के बाद मेरी जो वैल्यू है वो अगर इस बेंचमार्क तक आ जाती है तो मुझे आगे आउटपुट सिग्नल मिल जाएगा, अदरवाइज आउटपुट सिग्नल जनरेट नहीं होता. And this action signal in axon, here in this axon, whatever the action signal is there, it is a kind of cumulative signal which are coming from all the dendrites. Like I said, ये सारे inputs को process करेगा axon, then compare करेगा threshold से, उसके बाद यहाँ से output देगा to other neurons. So this is the working of biological neuron. Now I'm going to take this same diagram to make an artificial neural network, right? So here, if I take artificial neural network, then this will be able to compute input signals like biological neuron is doing, transportation of signals, so that axon will be able to find the cumulative input, storage of information has to be there, perception, that it can able to perceive if the pattern is previously recognized or previously there in the system, or I have given certain features based on that it can able to perceive the object or pattern. Automatic training has to be there and learning of the data, right? So these are the different functionings that an artificial neural network require. Now using this biological neuron, I'm going to draw it again. Let's suppose this is my biological neuron. This is my axon, and this axon is further connected to the dendrites of other neuron, right? And here also I'm having dendrites, so that they are all receiving the inputs from different neurons. There is a cell which is a processing system. We can say this is my axon, which will compute the output, which will help us in computing the output, right? Now using this same structure, if I make artificial neural network, so let's suppose this is my cell, this is my processing system which is going to cumulate the outputs, not outputs, different inputs, right? So here I am having different inputs coming from different neurons. This is x1, x2, x3. I'm just considering that these are the different input values from different neurons. And each and every, like I said, हर input unit कुछ ना कुछ weightage रखेगा, क्योंकि जो signals उसको मिल रहे हैं वो signal strong है या weak, वो हमें उसी से पता चलेगा. तो अगर suppose कीजिए मुझे इस न्यूरॉन से जो सिग्नल मिल रहा है, मुझे चाहिए कि ये बाकी सब पे इम्पोज करे, मतलब बाकी सबको कहीं ना कहीं अंडर एस्टिमेट करना चाहते हैं, तो हम इसका वेट हाई रख सकते हैं, सो दैट दिस विल कंट्रीब्यूट हाई इन जनरेटिंग द आउटपुट. नाउ यू कैन सी दिस इज माय क्यूमुलेटिव प्रोसेसिंग सिस्टम व्हिच विल फाइंड द नेट इनपुट. सो हियर दिस विल फाइंड नेट इनपुट, राइट? एंड दिस इज माय, there I am applying a theta value. Let's suppose this is my theta, a threshold value. This axon will having this threshold value, and if my net input will be able to match this condition, this threshold value, then the output is generated, otherwise not. Or the output is generated as 1, otherwise 0. Based upon what kind of output, what kind of condition I have applied, that if threshold is, if this net input is greater than theta, then the output is 1. If it is less than theta, then the output is 0. Right? So this is my artificial neural network. ये आपका स्ट्रक्चर है, इसी स्ट्रक्चर को आगे हम फॉलो करने वाले हैं. ये एक न्यूरॉन, ये न्यूरॉन बनता है, इसको हम सिंगल लेयर न्यूरॉन बोलते हैं. राइट? सो दिस इज माय सिंगल लेयर न्यूरॉन. और मैंने इसको सिंगल लेयर क्यों बोला? क्योंकि मेरे पास सिर्फ एक ही इनपुट और एक ही आउटपुट है. तो ये एक तरीके से इनपुट न्यूरॉन्स हुए. सो दिस इज माय इनपुट न्यूरॉन लेयर और इनपुट लेयर. ठीक है? और ये आउटपुट दे रहे हैं, ये किसी और को आउटपुट दे रहा होगा. देयरफॉर दिस इज माय आउटपुट लेयर. So in this video, now we have discussed what is the neural network, what is artificial neural network. We have compared this neural network with the biological nervous system, that how the neurons are working, or different parts of neuron working together to make output possible for certain inputs. Right? Now in next video I am covering first neural network, macular pit. Okay, thank you.